right, we're live. It's the December edition, the Q4 edition 2025 of the Nordic Proptech Quarterly. We're going to bring you news from across the Nordics. We're going to hear from Sweden. We're going to hear from Finland. We're going to hear from Norway. With us, we have Roger, Daniel, Paavo, and my name is Michael. We're excited to, in the next, let's say, 29 minutes or so, basically tell you everything that's going on across the Nordics. That said, if you're tuning in just now, don't be shy. Do share basically in the comments either a question for us, which we'll get to later on, and also, of course, it's super valuable if you basically just say hello and maybe share your LinkedIn link so we can help people connect across these four countries. And by the way, if you're tuning in from Iceland, then you are also extremely welcome, or indeed further afield. Right, so we are well into the Nordic Proptech Awards 2026 season, and actually we are also beginning to plan 2026 more generally. So let's start by going to Sweden and hearing from Roger. What are the big plans from for the year ahead, and maybe also what's going to stay the same and what's going to change? Roger.
Thank you so much, Michael. Hello, everyone. December, lovely weather here. December, January 2026 and forward, we have a full-on the tech arena in Sweden that we will host and help to. We're inviting a lot of people from Europe to come. Of course, what I heard also, tech arena is the new slush. So we will absolutely have one of the great man, Zlatan Ibrahimovic himself, taking Strawberry Arena in February. So that's going to be the first to kick off the year for us. When it comes to the rest of the year, we have a lot of events. We're going to Poland. We're having a concept that's called Meet the Buyers. We're going to different kind of other countries. And of course, we're going to do Almedalen in the summer this year again. But from my point of view, Michael, what I understood, you want me to present some of the things that's going on in the past here, the last year. So I will share the screen quickly here. So I have some news that we've been looking into. Can you see that? Yes. So one of the things we see is, I mean, the constructions industry, when it comes to contact, a lot of construction company thinks that the material will change the world of the carbon removal and CO2 and so on. And we see another company here again, the green steel company Stegra, seeks another 1.1 billion in finance. One of the challenges I see is I don't really think the material will solve the problem in the construction company. I think it's more companies like AI Bob from Sweden and people in the how do we build, in the design, and how do we actually work with the labor and so on. So this is quite interesting to follow, to see what's going on. They got some money from the government also. I think it was like $30 million from the Swedish government. So we will see if this is going to be another Northvolt, or is this going to be the guys who's actually solving the big CO2 and green steel? Other things that's going on in Sweden, sorry for the Swedish, but the Swedish government and tax is also putting a VAT on parking. So they're raising the parking in Sweden with 25%. This is quite a game changer. And we see a lot of mobility and parking services now really going into the Swedish market. We have like 3 or 4 companies last 2 months that's actually joining us as our members and want to solve this parking problem and help the real estate to earn money instead of losing money. Other stuff that's going on, we have Heba, real estate owner in Sweden, designed the world first carbon removal agreement. So they signed up to this and they're looking into pushing the carbon removal as a real estate company. This is the first contract in the world when it comes to this. So this is very interesting to follow. So Heba Real Estate, a Stockholm company, follow them, because I think this is going to be a very interesting to see where this is going on. Other stuff that's going on in Sweden and part of the Nordic is Newsec. Newsec, as you know, quite a large company here in the Nordics, is launching their Newsec Connect. So this is a scalable and secure platform to data-driven asset management, and they're pushing that out really big now. They've done some trial, they've done a platform. So this is going to be really, really interesting to follow also. So Newsdesk Connect, where are they going? What path are they taking? Who are they going to compete with? And are they pushing this out in the whole Nordics? And also we have a famous person, as lots of people in the industry been around, and Christopher Börjesson, who's the head of that transformation. So keep on track on him and where is Newsdesk going with this Newsdesk platform. Other things we see at the smaller companies from our side, we have one of our members, Algeno. So Algeno was actually a solution from the university. So it started with a solution, a problem they want to sort in the university, had their first client, the first POC quite quickly, and now they're doing very well. So follow Algeno. So they're doing AI-driven energy effectivity. It's a Göteborg's company, and they've got some new prices, but it's a really keen and interesting way how they solve this. So I think you will see much more of Algeno and PAL in the future. Another startup is Zenum. So Zenum is property asset maintenance, and quite new company, been around a couple of years, but they just got a huge tender from Uppsala Hem, a real estate company in Sweden who had like 28,000 flats. So they took all the other larger competition and actually went with Zenum. So it's going to be really, really interesting, the whole area when it comes to maintenance for real estate. We have Planima, we have Zenum, we have a couple of really, really good companies regarding this area in Sweden. So please follow those companies also. Other stuff that we see is Americans start to invest in Sweden. So they bought a company, took over a company, Infobrick. Infobrick is a quite, it's been, we're tracking them, but it's been a little undercover. But they've doubled their revenue on the last 5 years, and they just got a huge deal of 7 billion Swedish crown, which is really, really interesting to see. Infobrick is more in the Contech, they have everything in there. So it's really interesting to see where they're going with them also. Infobrick, follow them. Other stuff that I think is quite interesting for the Nordics is Fabege, who's a Stockholm real estate company, really, really good brand in Sweden. So the Norwegian guys has bought the stocks, and now they put on a CEO from Norway on Fabege. And I'm wondering, is this going to see this more kind of often? Will we see the real estate companies buying into the Nordics in different kind of stakes? We can see that in Europe, but will we see more of this in the Nordics also? So I will finish there, Michael.
Great, thank you very much, Roger. So quite a lot there, and a small prediction for potentially 2026, which is more, let's call them pan-Nordic portfolios. You heard it here first. Note it down and then check in with Roger if he was right in the new year. Fantastic. Let's go to Finland and hear about Recotech and a lot more. And maybe, Paavo, you could also briefly mention the unveiling of the Nordic Proptech Awards finalists. That would be great. Over to Paavo.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. So first of all, about 2025, 2026. Well, here we go with Recotech. We're a few weeks since Recotech. We had about 450 people during the whole day, which was massive. Really good feedback from investors, startups, ecosystems, everyone alike. I can show. We have a little video clip here, a little after movie, so we can all still get into the Recotech spirit for a few seconds here. All right, amazing. So, as I said, great success. We had a session where we revealed the NPA finalists. That went really well. We had an interesting panel discussion with a couple Finnish sort of ecosystem players, Mia Toivonen from the Kira Growth Program, and then Francisco from Granlund, which is one of the sponsors of NPA this year. And the reveal went very well. We had some companies pitching. They got some good feedback. We were very happy with it. We've now started an accelerator with the Finnish finalists, where we're going to go over their pitch decks and their pitches. So hopefully we can continue our victorious last year, or this year, I guess. We won 3 out of the 6 categories. We're hoping we can keep that going next year. So we'll see how that goes. But all in all, thank you to everyone who was part of Recotech this year. It was great. As the video said, 17th of November next year. So again, one day before Slush. We'll see you again. More info on that in the spring. But for now, some other news as well here. The following day after Recotech, we had a pitching event at Slush with Business Finland, climate tech pitching event. And the winner was Solitaire Power, which has this building integrated air capture system that basically captures CO2 to create energy. So they won very deservedly. Congratulations to them for that. And we'll have the pitching event probably next year at Slush again. So congratulations to Petri here, who's in the image, and Solitaire Power. Then some other news from Finland, some investment news. Chaos, which has a AI kind of location innovation platform, just had a 2 million funding round completed. Congratulations to them. Como Home secured €1 million. And then in some bigger news, Lifeline Ventures launched, I think, the biggest fund ever to come out of Finland, if I'm not mistaken, a €400 million fund. Not entirely just PropTech focused, but that's part of it as well. But something that came out of Maria 01, where we're located with Kira Hub and PropTech Finland. So very happy to see all of that happening. Otherwise, 2026 is going to look similar to 2025 with us. We started a few new ecosystems this year, so we're going to continue to grow those next year. As I said, hopefully we'll have some success at the NPA finals in February in Copenhagen. Going to be active in the Nordics and in Europe as a whole next year. The building industry in Finland is still a bit stagnant. We're still hoping to see some more growth this coming year. We've been kind of waiting this whole year to finally have the industry showing some positive signs. But it seems like every time there is a little bit of a positive sign, it seems like it's pushed back by 6 months of stagnation again. So we're hoping to see a bit of a change in that. But we're optimistic about the PropTech Finland ecosystem and the whole building innovation scene here in Finland for the coming year. So excited to see everything that's going to happen. I think that's pretty much everything from my side, Michael. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you. All right. Just whilst I've got you there, so you mentioned briefly Slush. For those who haven't been, could you just explain that and kind of contrast it with Recotech? Why do one? Why do the other? Why do both or neither?
Right. Well, this year was actually the first Slush for me as well. So with my kind of one-time experience, it was very interesting. It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, sort of startup tech, any industry you can think of, event in the world. So massive. I think they have 15 to 20,000 attendees every year. So obviously something you don't want to miss. It's the place in the Nordics, in Europe, maybe in the world, to meet the right people, no matter what your industry is. And then obviously Recotech is sort of the Slush of the building industry, because we are in Helsinki, and we kind of bring together mostly people from the Nordics and Europe. But even this year we had a whole delegation from South Korea. We have people from almost every continent, maybe not Antarctica, but everyone else is represented. So definitely something to come see. Recotech is free. That's obviously a great way to get people in.
Yeah.
Slush costs a bit more money, but definitely if you're looking for new connections, investors, partners, customers, it's definitely something to see for sure.
So what I'm kind of hearing is that the Slush is horizontal. There's anything from space tech to
Exactly.
To any tech you can imagine, and they're very much investor founder focused.
Yes.
There aren't necessarily that many construction or real estate people there. And then basically the vertical event is Recotech, which is more
Exactly.
niche, more kind of hyggelig, as we would say in Danish. So a bit closer.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yes, definitely. Recotech, if you're in the building industry, it's obviously if you're coming to Helsinki that week, coming to Recotech obviously is a good choice, because it's where you're going to meet all the sort of innovation focused, innovation minded people in the industry, from startup founders to investors to just industry professionals, ecosystems like ourselves, like PropTech Denmark or the other PropTech associations as well. So definitely something to come see. We hope that everyone who's watching comes next year. You should already buy your tickets, because hotel prices are astronomical that week, as everyone coming outside of Helsinki can attest to. So
Yes.
you already know the dates. Recotech member.
What you might call a MIPIM effect there on
Yes,
day.
definitely a MIPIM effect there. So hope to see everyone next year at Recotech and Slush.
Fantastic. Great. We're going to go on to hear from Daniel in Norway. Just as we make the shift here, we'll also quickly say hello to Knud Erik from actually tuning in from the PropTech lab around the corner from where I'm standing. Christopher from Kielto Ventures. Good morning. We've got Mette from Norway, Oslo, checking in there. We have Stefan from Dresden Sommer. We have Simon from Autodesk Forma. I think that's originally Spacemaker, right? And then we have Corbene from Ghana. That's great. Presumably sunnier than it is just here. Asger Petersen from DTU Science Park. Satanuka from Milano. Our very own Mathilde, who runs the Nordic Proptech Awards behind the scenes and sometimes in front of the scene. She's tuning in from here. And Stine. And then Carsten Svensson, who I believe is tuning in from Malmö, just across from Copenhagen. But now, welcome all. And if you're still out there and haven't introduced yourself, please do that. You can also, now that we have Daniel on board, now you can start posting your most difficult questions about PropTech. Daniel, PropTech Norway, what's the news and what's next?
Okay, so it's good to see you guys. I miss you when we're not together. I'm going to share some news. There's some things going on in Norwegian PropTech since we last spoke. The biggest story at home, obviously, is the one of Consigli, which is an AI-driven engineering startup that has been gobbled up by their customer, actually, global infrastructure engineering giant AECOM, in a deal worth approximately $390 million. And obviously, it's great fun to see such success coming to people that have been part of our network from their small beginnings just 4 years ago. This acquisition is turning heads everywhere, because it basically marks a shift in the AEC software landscape, where startups typically are snapped up by software vendors rather than their customers. And this deal basically suggests that AECOM views Consigli's technology and its engineering talent. Janne, the founder, is coming on as their head of AI engineering, as a strategic differentiator. So Consigli basically brands itself as, the autonomous engineer. It's an AI agent for space analysis and unit optimization and tender documents and a lot of other things. And it claims it, reduces engineering time by 90%. And what we're anticipating is that software vendors that are weighing potential startup targets may now feel added pressure. And losing one to a customer like this could probably spark a wave of buyers, on the lookout for Nordic Proptech. So we should be alert, people. Moving on, the globally most talked about story from Norway is 1X from Moss, a small town which previous claim to fame, when I grew up at least, was the trademark odor of its paper mills. And it's just been crazy since 1X launched its Neo humanoid robot. And you can see the top right-hand corner here. They've opened for pre-orders with a home-first strategy. So Neo has featured on the front page of the Wall Street Journal and Bloomberg, lots of other international media outlets, and they've been roasted on Comedy Central. And here, second to the right of NVIDIA founder Jensen Huang, humanoid robotics have, it's been sparking some really interesting questions here and also about how it will affect the way we think about technology, homes, and offices. Some analysts here think that humanoids will become the largest market on Earth and sort of become a more common household item than cars. When will this happen? How will it change us? So that's a question we're looking into in 2026. Analysts here are also pointing to that designing a humanoid for domestic environments gives Neo constant exposure to complex real-world challenges that will fuel sort of the rapid AI learning and adaptability. And also that this autonomy is arriving faster than a lot of people think. Even if Neo is now actually partly remote controlled by a human, we're thinking that fully autonomous home operation will, accelerate dramatically once Neo is in our homes. So just go ahead. You can book your own robot at their next at their website. So please support Norwegian Proptech. Also, I just want to mention it's sort of bittersweet to see another Norwegian-born deep tech company feel compelled to relocate. They moved to the States. And there's this whole ongoing debate that if we want world-leading innovation to begin and stay here in Norway, we need better conditions for founders. I'm telling you. Okay, just a little, I've made a small year-end summary, news from our ecosystem. Our PropTech investment market has performed largely like last year, with our mostly anecdotal database showing 29 deals in PropTech with emissions totaling about $65 million US, including a recent $15 million Series A round for heat pump producer Eneren, which is great. And what stands out is basically the pace of consolidations and exits, with 8 PropTech exits in the last year that we know of, at least, including the recent sale of energy optimizing company Energy Control to Nova, and Prosper AI, a company that reduces risk in residential sales, both for around $15 million US. And just to talk about our activities, since we last spoke, we hosted also PropTech Summit at Construction City, which is the new hub for real estate innovation in Oslo. And it was really great to see a good Nordic contingent among the 900 attendees and the 120 speakers there. We had another 1,000 people at the party in the evening. So we're looking forward to seeing, all of you next year. We really want to build this into a regular meeting point for Nordic innovation in real estate. So to have all of you join for an even bigger festival next year, it's during also Innovation Week. So this is what you need to know. October 21st, 2026 at Construction City. You can go to our homepage and sign up to our newsletter, and we'll send you everything you need to know about super early bird tickets. And just looking forward to seeing everyone again. That's it.
Great, fantastic. And do you have a prediction for 2026, Daniel, that you want to share?
Well, we've been fairly optimistic the past years, about how next year is going to be better, and the plug is sort of going to come out, and investments are coming. But where PropTech is so dependent on our mother industry, the real estate industry, and while things are looking up, we're still waiting for that big bottle pop moment to happen. But with these amazing deals coming in at the end of the year, at least there's a big positive buzz in also PropTech right now, at least.
Yeah, no, I can imagine that the Consigli deal really is a significant and a very interesting one. And I remember we booked the founder of Consigli for the PropTech Symposium some years ago, and she was incredibly hard to get hold of back then. And now we definitely know why. So there you go. So
yeah, she stopped picking up the phone now, for sure.
There you go. Excellent. All right. Thank you for that. We in case you just tuned in, you are in the zone with basically the Nordic associations. We're getting news from Q4 and looking into 2026 as well. And I'm just going to pace you through quite a set of updates here. I'm going to try and see if I can share everything here. Maybe I can't. All right, we'll do one thing at a time. Just quickly, first up, I just want to briefly talk about the fact that at the core of all of this is what we call core real estate. Very excited to see that Balder has been picked as the property company of the year in Denmark. Of course, ultimately part of a pan-Nordic group. So that speaks into basically what Roger said earlier. That's a really exciting news to share, and congratulations to them. And full disclosure, our vice chair is also the CEO of Balder. So very exciting there. Whilst we're talking about awards, a quick shout out to SmartPoint. They won the IoT prize for the year, and they basically do storm flood solutions, I guess you could call it. And actually, that's super topical in a country like Denmark, where it definitely rains a little bit more than it snows. That's a key preoccupation for city councils, especially in being climate adapting and prepared. Going to the next one here, we have another quick example of somebody winning out there. And this, my bad. This is actually a Climate announcing and the acquisition of Reister, or the merger with Reister, a German provider of IoT devices focused on what's called indoor air quality. In fact, we have a Reister sensor in our Proptech lab here at Blocks Hub, where I'm also incidentally broadcasting live from just now. And this is super exciting, and also from a personal point of view, because actually these two organizations or startups were part of an accelerator I used to run once upon a time. So it's great to see them join forces. The next one is a little bit different news. And it's basically quite an interesting set of people going together. We always find it super interesting when people join up in new constellations. And basically, to Lander, a long-standing member and of course a sponsor of the Nordic Proptech Awards, and actually on the main stage at the Oslo Proptech Summit, they're partnering with Netcompany, Heimstaden, and also PHM to launch a new property management platform. That's really quite interesting, because it's an area that's been some desire from a number of people to disrupt, including from the biggest player are trying to or working to basically revolutionize their existing solution, Unique, who currently have a very strong market position. So this can only be a good thing, that there's more to basically choose from for the customers. That will inevitably lead to some extra innovation. Quick other news here. A quick congratulations to the founder of Legacy, or the founders. In fact, it's an organization with multiple people involved in the original founding team, but here's one of them focused in on the screen. There's Magnus, and they basically raised a new round to basically take them forward as they're working on CO2 accounting. Really well done. Also, on the announcements of awards, I think a quick shout out would be appropriate for Property.ai. They basically won the Grunddata Pris from Klimadatastyrelsen. So that's an official acknowledgement of their work around data in this context. Coming up quickly here at the end, a couple of key dates for the year ahead. And I want to specifically point out one that's coming up quite close to home is the AC Hackathon. It runs in Copenhagen, 27th of March here at Blocks Hub. We usually always part of it, so we invite you to come here and hack with us. And also coming up on the agenda is from our friends, worth having on the radar, the Copenhagen Institute for Future Studies. They have a Futures Thinking as a Practice of Hope, so constructing urban life, basically a seminar coming up on the 16th of December. So that's already very soon, and it's online, so it should be easy to attend. And last but not least here, the last one that is very top priority for us right now is basically the symposium. So this is the third in the trilogy, so to speak, where we have basically the Oslo Proptech Summit, where the Nordic Proptech Award starts its annual tour. Then we have Recotech, and then we basically at the Proptech Symposium, the finalists get to present. This year's theme is Taming the Dragon. It will be at Langelinje Pavilion as usual, May 21st, 2026, and we will have Indy Johar as the opening keynote, as well as a lot of other speakers from both venture capital, people like Sebastian Peck from Compass, and also from core real estate and so on. But of course, before that, it's important to highlight that the finalists are out of the bag, so to speak. Here they are for the Nordic Proptech Awards. We wish them all the best and help that they can get. And we should quickly point out that the accelerator that Proptech Finland is organizing is a separate endeavor from the jury. The jury is an independent group of experts who are evaluating all these different solutions. And the final will be here in Copenhagen, the 26th of February. And if you want to basically be part of that, then you can go in, and somewhere on this page, you should be able to sign up for the interested list for potentially coming along. So that is it's a limited space. So unfortunately, we will have to disappoint some people, but it is the place to be. And of course, the most important thing is that the finalists are here to meet the many core real estate and investors that are gathering in Copenhagen for the day. Last but definitely not least, I also just quickly want to give a shout out to our good colleagues, especially Mille and Stine, who've been working very hard on the latest version of the PropTech Guide, where we basically have all the solutions that are in the Danish market, or as close to as all of the solutions available to basically see and quickly look up based on category, so you can navigate the many options that are out there. With that, we'll come back quickly to the full team and quickly get your final thing that you are taking with you from 2026 into from 2025 into 2026 before we close out. So starting with Roger, what's the key thing that you're taking with you in the backpack, in your Fjellreven, as you head into the new year?
Well, I think what we're seeing is the ecosystem in general, or the clusters in the Nordics in general for the PropTech sector is maturing. So I think what I take with me this year is a more mature market, with the real estate company actually working with the tech companies and the key suppliers. So it's more mature. I take that with me. But of course, one of the biggest challenges with a more mature market and more, it's now all that integrations. That's what we hear everywhere is small, everywhere. So it's just like, how can we maybe as a pan Nordics look into the integration and help each other, so it's going to be easier to cross over if you go to a new market, and best of breed. I think
so. Just to kind of sum up, what you're saying is your earlier prediction, which was basically more pan-Nordic collaboration, pan-Nordic portfolios, probably more pan-Nordic solutions, and it relies on basically integration and interoperability. That's a really good takeaway. Moving on quickly to Paavo, what's the key thing you're taking with you, and then Daniel, and then we'll basically close off.
Yeah, I think if I was to kind of squeeze it into one word, would be hope. It's been a really inspiring year, especially everything here at the end of the year. Recotech / everything means that we have a lot of innovation going on in this country and in the Nordics. As I mentioned, the industry as a whole here in Finland has been kind of stagnant, so we're hoping that it picks up in 2026, and bigger companies will be investing more in innovation and stuff. But
great. And Daniel?
Yes, I agree with Roger and Paavo. Still massive underutilized opportunities to scale across the Nordics. Obviously, it's really great actually to see the different Nordic events grow the way they are and becoming so good. So we just need to get clients and solutions across the borders, and it happens to be fun too. So looking forward to 2026. Merry Christmas.
Great. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And basically the key thing I'm taking with me is the fact that you got to be there. You got to turn up. It's a people based business. It's a people based set of challenges. The technology, they are tools, they are helpful, but ultimately it's the human element that is the most important. So I look forward to seeing you across the Nordics in 2025 in lots of different settings, big and small. And there's definitely like a whole smorgasbord to choose from. And with that, Roger, will you give us the Christmas hat I know you have hidden there, and then sign us out? Thank you very much. This has been the Nordic Quarterly. We'll see you in the new year around the Nordics. Thank you.
Bye-bye, guys.